Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Satnam, welcome back to the channel. My name is Gobind, and this is your Channel for Grace. Thank you guys so much for being here live, and thank you to those of you that are watching the replay. Excited to be here. Another week of astrology. We're going to go over the astrology of the week. I will show you the chart, and I will also show you on the screen the astrology that's going to be going through the week, talk about the major events, and then I'm going to do a card reading, tarot and oracle, to see what the message is for us for the week. So a lot of exciting, kind of wild, intense astrology transits happening right now. And we are, in general, we're moving into a transition phase because this is the last week of the sun in Libra. So believe it or not, Scorpio season is around the corner. Not only that, this week we have a full moon in Aries as well. So moon is waxing gibbous. It's getting stronger. We have a comet in the sky that you can see. I think today is going to be the brightest it's going to be, 45 minutes after the sun sets. And yes, collectively, I feel like this weekend, the energy was really intense, and, it's building up because there is a full moon. So we're going to dive into that in a moment. Before we do, I want to say again, thank you all for being here. Please say hi in the chat if you are watching live. I love the live interaction with you guys. And if you are new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, get notified when I go live and when I upload videos. Join our free Channel for Grace global community, which is where I host free events. We just had our yearly Moon Goddess Akashic Healing Retreat. It was amazing. It was a virtual event. It was free. All the replays are now up in the Meditation Hub space, which is also free. And we have some amazing courses that are going on right now. We've got Aquarian Astrology. I have modules called Aquarian Astrology, but we have a astrology school right now, interpreting astrology school and mentorship. It is like the most amazing class. We are having so much fun. We just had our third lecture. And so what we covered the first month was the fundamentals of astrology. The second month, it was interpreting a natal chart. And then this month, it was learning all about the aspects in astrology, what they mean, what they represent, and how to interpret them. And we have a monthly lecture and a monthly discussion that is super interactive and super fun. And I can promise you this is the coolest platform I have ever seen and experienced to learn astrology. Like the coolest thing would be to like learn astrology along other people, where you can discuss, where you can ask questions, where you can share. This is exactly what we do in this class. So this is why it's a school and also a mentorship, because we are all learning together. We're being guided together, and I'm there along for this amazing, fun experience to help guide the discussion and answer questions. And honestly, I feel like I learn more the more I teach it, of course. So that's super, super fun. One other announcement before we go into the astrology, and that is that our Moon Goddess Training 2025 is now open for registration. This program is my baby. This program is the most comprehensive program that I offer. And we're getting ready for a whole new year. If you are curious about what the Moon Goddess Training is, there is a link in the description of this video that takes you to this page. In this page, you learn the whole entire information about the whole program, which I call it also the Akashic Priestess Path, which is technically a 3-part series with the end goal of becoming certified as an Akashic Record reader. A couple years ago, I realized that what I was putting together, and this program has evolved over time and, taken quantum leaps to get to where it is today. It's amazing. But I realized about a couple years ago that we were learning everything about the Akashic Records and how they work and how to access them and what they mean and why we would want to access the Akashic Records. And it's not even just about looking into past lives. It's more about fully understanding how to communicate intuitively in your own unique way with the universe, with the magical web, the flower of life web of the universe, the multidimensional universe. We can tap into it. We just need to expand our awareness to perceive these different dimensions and receive information from them through our intuitive senses. And that's literally what we're like the whole time. It's a year-long program. We're learning all about this. Level 1, we learn the fundamentals of how the Akashic Records work and what they are. We do this is the fun part, as we journey through the mystery schools of ancient Atlantis, through the temples along the Nile. Level 2, we learn to apply the teachings deeply in our personal life, inviting us to heal from trauma and awaken our intuitive abilities that will help us tap into and read the Akashic Records. And in level 2, we actually start going into the records and doing readings for ourselves, guided journeys, guided readings for ourselves. And we start to get a feel for what it is to receive intuitive messages from the Akashic Records. And then level 3 is the actual certification program, where we learn to use our gifts and share them with the world in our own unique way as you become certified Akashic Records readers. So it is like a comprehensive program. It's like literally a mystery school, but even more than that, because we apply all the teachings in all these different ways. Like we learn the hermetic alchemy of it. We learn the mind aspect of it. We get all the information. We begin to apply the information by learning astrology, our gene keys. I mean, it's like all these different tools, Kundalini yoga, meditation. We do 40-day meditations. We do meditations for all the programs. In level 3, we actually do an entire Kriya, which is freaking a powerful Kriya for prosperity. And throughout the whole year, we're diving into the gene keys. Activation sequence in level 1, Venus sequence in level 2, and Pearl sequence in level 3, which ultimately in level 3, you literally launch into the world as like a renewed being, a moon goddess, an Akashic priestess, ready to activate your full potential as a spiritual being, having a human experience on this planet and really stepping into your purpose. So check it out. I'm going to be doing some events, thinking of doing a free mini course in January to introduce a lot of these topics to let you have a feel for what the training is like. It's definitely a powerful commitment. But it is so freaking worth it. Like the most amazing thing that I hear from moon goddesses that have graduated, which they're all around us, helping me run events, teaching, yoga in our global community, is that the community and the sisterhood that they have gained through this program has literally helped them in so many ways in their life. So this page is going to give you all of the information, and I do have a super deal where you can buy all 3 levels for the price of 2, and there's early bird discounts for all 3 levels. So check it out. It is freaking phenomenal program. All right, now let's dive into this astrology of the week. Hello, Mary. Hello, Bernadine. Hello, Fia. Welcome in. Hello, Jeanette. So good to see you. Fia says, I feel the Akashic record is going to be the new yoga or Reiki. Most people are going to be drawn to this. It's going to be a massive wave. I agree with you. I think it is. And I think that's what's going on. And I think we can feel the most common thing that I encounter about Akashic records. It's like, oh, I don't know how to read the Akashic records. It's like, it's so far away, and it's not, dude. It's like right at your fingertips. We all have the ability to read the records. It's just a matter of understanding what they actually are and how to actually connect with them. And I promise you, I give you practical ways and guide you through understanding when the records is communicating with you and in which way according to your own unique design, which basically, your soul, you chose to be here in this lifetime. You chose to go through the lessons that you're going through. And all of it is part of understanding our mission, our purpose here at this very crazy time on planet Earth. So I feel honored to be able to offer a program like this. It is phenomenal. So here we go. What is the astrology of the week? Well, we're looking at October 14th, Monday, October 14th through Sunday, October 20th. And there's a lot happening as we move through the energy of these few days. For one, first of all, we are getting ready for the sun next week to enter into Scorpio. So this is the last week of Libra season. We are also moving towards a full moon, which is happening on the 17th, which is Thursday. So because of that, everything is intensified. That means that this moon is happening in the 3rd decan of Libra, which makes it, and Aries, which makes it very strong. We just came out of eclipse season. We're actually still technically in eclipse season. This is the full moon that is going to move us, officially close the eclipse portal. And the lessons of eclipse season continue for 6 months when we see the next set of eclipses, which are going to be freaking powerful. But the portal closes. And so it's like everything that is showing up in your life during this time where the eclipses are going on are important things that you will continue to unfold in an evolutionary way as you heal these lessons, as you learn these lessons in your life. So you have to pay attention. These are important times. So what is happening on today? Basically, we have the sun now at 22 degrees, but earlier today was at 21 degrees, and it did make a square to Mars. So sun square Mars, and then Venus opposing Uranus. And you can see that's an aspect that's literally happening right now. You got Venus at 26 degrees of Scorpio, Uranus at 26 degrees of Taurus. Uranus, if we can start there, Uranus brings in unpredictable things, surprises, new energy, sudden events. And Venus is currently in Scorpio, and she has to do with what we truly desire, and in relationship, what we're looking for to feel that intimacy that we truly want. And the intimacy of Scorpio is intense. Like, Scorpio doesn't mess around. Venus in Scorpio is not exactly happy because she rules the opposite sign of Taurus. That's where she's dignified. So in Scorpio, this means that she's in detriment. So this is intense for her. It's kind of like being in the underworld. There's a lot of mythological stories about Venus, Persephone, Psyche, all having to go into the underworld. And the underworld represents deep, subconscious, underneath the surface, fears, shadows that we have to work through. That is literally what Scorpio represents. It's actually a sign that is ruled by the planet Pluto and also co-ruled by the planet Mars. And those two are getting close to an opposition, which is going to be gnarly, but that's not happening yet. But it's kind of with an orb. So we're feeling the buildup of the Mars-Pluto opposition. Okay. So expect sudden things to show up in your life. These things that show up in our lives in terms of our relationships are showing us new ways of seeing things. They're asking us to go deeper. Don't stay on the surface. This is strong. It's strong. It's important. You'll discover it by going where you sometimes fear to go. And this is also happening in fixed signs, and that makes it super solid of an energy. It makes it heavy. I just heard the word heavy. It's a heavy energy. So it can be exciting. It can be like, yes, I invite new things into my life, and can also feel really heavy because it's fixed energy. And maybe super uncomfortable. Change in general is uncomfortable. So we start this week with this, whoa, Venus opposed Uranus can be very cool, or, oh my God, I don't like this. And like I said, we don't know, because Uranus brings in surprises. So you don't know. You just have to learn to flow with the energy. And at the same time, we are having this square from the sun to Mars, which actually, it can be positive because Mars is determination and the sun is like our soul. And when there's a square, and we were just learning about this in our astrology school, there is a push to take action. So it's like a push to act upon something, which means that we're in a way being helped to do the things that we need to do to resolve whatever issues are showing up in our life. And a lot of this can have a deep emotional energy to it, because Mars is in Cancer. Cancer is the sign of the moon. And actually, this is really beautiful because there is a kite energy going on as well. And the kite is pointing right at Pluto, which the resolution with Pluto is, where you're going to see this, energy transmuted and moved into and out of and through is in the underworld. So underneath the surface. Pluto is a big deal right now because he just went direct at 29 degrees of Capricorn. And so we are going to experience the last few weeks of Pluto in Capricorn for the rest of our lives. This is it, y'all. And the moon just made a conjunction with Pluto as it was going direct, activating and this portal of Pluto Capricorn. And so you can feel the energy like, woo, we're going to start to really start moving forward in our lives in terms of closing this cycle of, the wind really picked up, of Pluto in Capricorn, which started in 2008. And that's a big deal. We are living through one of the rarest transits to live through. The transition of Pluto, from one sign to the other and to another. And this one is a big one because These transitions happen, they don't happen that often. It takes a long time for Pluto to transit into a new sign. I mean, from 2008 to now, that was like 16 years ago. And so now the transit of Aquarius is an even longer one. And that means that for a lot of us, this may be the last Pluto, sign that we'll see for our lives. So there's a few of them that we get to experience in our lives. And, so like when I was born, Pluto was in Libra. And so we've witnessed Pluto go through Scorpio, Pluto go through Sagittarius, and now Pluto go through Capricorn and then finish Capricorn. Whoa, the wind is crazy. And enter into Aquarius. And for us, at least my age, I feel like that's the last one that we're going to get to see. So you can see this, like how, like if you compare it to the moon changing signs, the moon changes sign every 2.5 days. You know what I mean? So it's a big deal. We're living through this really powerful transition. Plus Aquarius, does represent the future, and Aquarius calls in humanity, calls in our uniqueness, it's ruled by Uranus. Remember what I just said about Uranus. Uranus rules Aquarius, and Uranus is the planet of change and revolution. So I mean, woo. And Pluto is, the deeper underworld, and he brings transformation and destruction, but ultimately, which leads to liberation. So the liberation of Aquarius, Pluto in Aquarius, would be the liberation of humanity or the enslavement thereof, because it's technology, and we know we've watched all those crazy technological movies where like technology is great and also not great. So huge change, you guys. This is huge. Then in November, Pluto is going to enter officially into Aquarius and not ever go back into Capricorn. So like, just stay aware, stay awake to what is happening, and know that we're closing huge chapters right now. So there's a lot going on, right? So we can feel determined. We can feel that push. We start this week kind of feeling like, yeah, let's do this. I am ready to do this. But you also have to be careful that emotionally you're in control of your emotions. Like, don't let your emotions go out of control. Because at the same time that we're seeing this, we're also seeing a square, which already happened exact, but it's still there present right now, from Mars to Chiron, which is the challenge to heal. And then Chiron opposing the Sun opposing Chiron, and that creates a T-square. And, it's not easy flow right now. And that's the important thing about the energy of the astrology. It's like, it's freaking hard. It's challenging. It's like, we got to stay on our toes, and we have to make sure we don't get lost in the freaking darkness of the emotional realm that can take us deep into emotion. Like, we need to stay afloat right now. So it's very important. So these are the two things that we start the week off with. If I go to the 15th, the next day, we do see a beautiful trine from Venus to Neptune. And that trine, again, is energetically connecting to Pluto and to Mars. And it's a grand trine in water. So this is an enhancement of our intuition. We're learning about all these cool aspects in our astrology school. Enhanced intuition, dreams, creative, the desire to create. The energy of water is about flow and letting the waves come and go, and going with the energy and not resisting the energy. So that is a positive thing. Venus trine Neptune is a positive thing, because it's also activating this grand trine with Mars and the kite with Pluto. So it's deep opportunity to listen carefully to the messages that are coming through for you. So we move forward a couple of days. And remember, we're going through major things. And we are going to see, I'm going to go back a little bit because I want to show you this full moon in Aries that is happening on Thursday, the 17th. Now, on this day, we also see a sextile from Venus to Pluto. You can see Venus is now at 29 degrees just a couple of days later, making a sextile to Pluto, inviting in positive depth. So they are, Pluto rules this sign of Scorpio. And so it feels comfortable making that connection. Like Venus can really take a lot of insight from the information that Pluto brings to her. And the sextiles also are kind of nudging us like, hey, it's important. You should take a look at this. Pluto is deaf, Venus is relationships, bringing more intimacy and a deeper dive into relationship. And then on that same day, just a few hours later, we see that Venus enters into Sagittarius. If I go to the exact point, there it is. Venus enters into Sag. And so the energy shifts completely. I think she'll feel probably a little better in Sagittarius. We will probably also feel a little better in Sagittarius. But that's, a planet on the day. This is all happening on the day of the full moon. So we have this full moon in Aries, which is ruled by Mars. Mars at the time of that full moon is actually in Cancer. So emotional energy. There's a square, this moon, and we'll go into the moon. I don't want to go into it too much right now because this moon is, I do the astrology for the full moon itself. But just so you know, some of the important things, it is making a T-square to Mars. And Mars is the ruler of the full moon. Full moon enhances energy. The full moon is going to be conjunct Chiron, with the North Node, which I feel is a very positive thing, guiding us forward, but not easy, right? Because within orb, Mars is opposing Pluto. And then technically this is like a grand square, a grand cross, a cardinal grand cross, which can feel really intense. So we'll talk about that tomorrow when I do the astrology specifically of the full moon, but know that this is all happening on the same day. Full moon in Aries, Venus sextile Pluto, Venus entering Sagittarius. And then from that point on, so this point we're at Thursday, Friday the moon is going to go into Taurus. Saturday moon is going to make a conjunction to Uranus on Algol, which is known as the demon star. Can bring about unpredictable emotions, deep emotions, shadow work. And then we'll have on Sunday, on the 20th, the moon will be in Gemini and will eventually make a conjunction to Jupiter. And then just a couple of days later, we enter into Scorpio season. So that is in a nutshell what's happening this week. So energy is intense. Energy is very strong. The transits that are happening are bringing about change, revolution, pushing us forward, inviting us also to trust our intuition and changing the energy of like what will help us to like actually enjoy ourselves. So that's a big deal. Like this is big things happening in 1 week. So we can count on the energy being very intense, continuing to be intense, especially as the moon moves into full, the emotional energy gets super heightened. So with a grand cross with an orb in the air, like things are hard. And so my husband and I went to we went to Sedona yesterday, and it was like a day event. Like we weren't doing, being too crazy about it. And it was crazy to be out and about. And I remember I watched, a lot of the stuff that the Leo King had talked about for this weekend. And he was like, stay inside, crazy things are going on out there. And we went out there and we literally we bumped our car. We were backing up and then we hit a post. It was minor, no big deal, but it freaking happened. And it was like, Jesus. And then everyone around us was just super crazy energy. Everything felt like it was all over the place, So that's kind of what the energy has felt like, is kind of continuing to feel like. And then with the full moon, it's heightening. So it's not going to be easy peasy breezy week. This is intense. So just so you know, that's kind of what we're dealing with. I'm shuffling cards over here. Let me check the chat real quick. It's really crazy, you guys, because I started this video and then the wind, there was nothing. And then all of a sudden the wind is going crazy. What just happened? So thank you, spirit guides, angels, teachers, for being here with us this evening. We would like to ask for a message from the Akashic towards to help us understand the energy and energies of this week and what we need to focus on and what we can do to help us travel through, how to best navigate through this energy. Satanam, 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 Wahe Guru. I am also at the same time working on this green screen. It's kind of acting up a little bit. Okay, that's good enough. All right, here we go. Current energies. What are the current energies for us as a collective for this week? Current energies. The weather is also getting crazy this weekend. We're going to have our first kind of snow. Ooh, here we go. Winter has arrived. Okay. 5 of Wands. Okay. So I like this energy. This is playfulness. This is roughhousing. This is when you're a kid and you're it's almost like boys will be boys kind of an energy. And things can end up good or somebody can get hurt, but it's we're getting our hands, our hands dirty. We're playing. We're there's wrestling energy. So it's very active. That's what this tells me. The energy this week is there's a lot going on. There's things flying everywhere. But it has the potential to actually be really, really fun. And that is what we should remember, is that if it's fun, if we choose, right, to have fun, we're going to be much better off than if we choose to focus on the negative aspect of the crazy energy that is surrounding us. Okay, what is our challenge for the week? What is our challenge for the week? Maybe what will be kind of the most difficult thing for us to deal with this week. Whoa, okay. Definitely flew everywhere. King of Wands. So the King of Wands he's a master manifester, and he has his manifestation powers under control. I feel like this card has come up recently. So the challenge is stay on top of stay in control of your creativity. Stay on top of there's a wisdom to the king cards, right? It's wise to know your skills, and to use them wisely means you have to work off of the experiences that you have like under your belt, because the king has a lot of experiences, but stay in control. Like there's some, like the king and the queen, they're in control of what their energy is. The king is wands, it's fire, it's passion, it's creativity. He's in control. He is, they're all basically seated on their throne. They are people that are looked up to, and because of their wisdom, and they're not erratic. So the energy is erratic. That's why it's going to be difficult to stay in control. I don't like the word control, but it really does describe like the difference between, the current energy to like the challenge. It's like shit's crazy and these are the wands, right? Freaking all over the place, but you got to stay grounded within the craziness. What's the overall theme for us for the week? What is the overall theme this week? So it's funny because there's not a lot of fire per se in the astrology, and yet we're getting a lot of wands, which means that it feels fiery. 9 of Swords. Okay, there's a lot of reason to worry. I think a lot of us are worried about things. That's kind of the general energy. Like it's in the air. People are like worried about this, worried about that, having anxiety about this, anxiety about that. Where this is just underneath everything. Mental anxiety and worry is a huge energetic field right now. And it could be that it's being like imposed upon us, but also be careful, because obviously we know what happens when we get stuck in that energetic space. But the overall thing is like people are worried about stuff, like genuinely worried about life, like the price of things, the price of gas, inflation, like how are you going to get food, money issues I think are a big deal right now. So yeah, it can feel intense. What is the wisdom from our ancestors? Okay, we get the Judgment card. So the Judgment card is a positive energy. It's because it's kind of like a reawakening from the darkness into the light. It is, the beings that are in these boxes, and the boxes open up, the trumpet is played, we are resurrected, we come back to life, and Judgment Day is kind of like a liberation in a way. And this is the Pluto card, and Pluto is about liberation. And so the fact that this is the Pluto card, so what they're saying, this is the message from our spirit guides is we are going through a liberation. Pluto will be liberating us. And if you let go, because this is also about letting go of what no longer serves you, you need to be reborn. It's a rebirth that we're going through that is intense, and it feels like a death into a rebirth. And they're letting us know that's a deep frequency going on throughout this whole week. And we do put a lot of emphasis on that energy because it is a major arcana. And whenever you get major arcana cards, they are very, very important. So Judgment card, Pluto, very strong energy. Okay, card fell on the ground. Okay, you're going to like this one. The animal guide of the week, the wolf. We love the wolf. The wolf is the teacher and can be a powerful, powerful guide, like for community. The wolf is an earth element animal, so it's about finding grounding. He's the guardian of the family and the tribe, and he has activism and ritual energies connected to it. The wolf's mission is to uphold the well-being and longevity of the pack. Healthy wolf energy expresses itself through activism, mentorship, humanitarian efforts, or teaching religious or political studies. The wolf gets into trouble when it assumes that every member of the tribe must follow suit. This includes children walking in their parents' footsteps. Although it will surely be uncomfortable at first, practicing tolerance helps balance out agitated wolf energy. Contemplate the following: embrace all, exclude none. The power of the wolf is in the tribe. The wolf is very protective as well. So we do need to protect our energy this week. We need to focus on the whole, not just ourselves, but like the whole of the community, the whole of the group or the family. The wolf protect the children and, the vulnerable, the strong, young, like male adult, young adult male wolves will take care of the vulnerable wolves. And the alpha, and this is so beautiful, and this is really about leadership, the alpha comes last. The alpha is not the first one in line. It's not like, follow me, follow the leader. It's like, go forward and I will stay behind to make sure nobody gets left behind, to make sure everyone's taken care of. And they'll have, when they walk and they travel, they'll have like the protectors in the front, the vulnerable in the middle, and then more protection in the back, and then the alpha is way in the back, the last one to come. So this is really powerful wisdom. The wolf brings the most amazing, deep wisdom to us, and I think it's beautiful. I think we need to we need to be strong. I think we need to be community focused. I think we need to take care of each other. I think we need to remember that we're all in this together. We need to step into leadership within our own families and communities, and love and protect each other. So because we're going through deep liberation, rebirths, people are worried, people are scared. There's a lot going on. There's no certainty right now, and that's what makes it scary. So that's why you take care of each other. And we got to do our best to stay grounded through the crazy energy that's going around, and to be careful. You can play around, but don't roughhouse too much that somebody breaks a bone or whatever, settle down. Excitement within the control of your creative abilities. Don't be all over the place. Focus the creative energy. Focus it to the things that you want. Focus the creative energy towards your goals. Don't let it be out of control this week. All right. That was a good message. Awesome. Judgment is a compassionate review. Be gentle. God, Goddess doesn't judge you. They support you unconditionally. Yeah. And then I love that, the judgment card reminds me of Don Miguel Ruiz, who talks about the judgment card not being about judgment coming down on you, but being about the liberation from judgment. No more judging, the last judgment, the last time that we judge each other. So that's another cool message coming through. So thank you all so much for being here today, hanging out on this new weekly broadcast. Tomorrow I will be live right here, same time, for the next 3 days. Tomorrow is the astrology of the full moon. Wednesday is the human design reading for the full moon. And Thursday is the full moon ceremony. So I will see you tomorrow. Sat Nam. Have a beautiful week. Stay grounded, and I'll see you soon.